Hi my dear friends, welcome back to another Python tutorial class. Now in this class we shall see some operations that can be performed on list. Okay, so I hope you remember what is list. Like any values, separated values which are placed inside square brackets are known as lists. Okay, so what are the operations that are performed on a list? Like number one, length using the alien function. Then concatenation, this we have previously seen, that is concatenation of lists. Repetition, this operation also we can perform on list. Indexing operation also we can perform on list. Slicing operation also we can perform on a list. Now let us see all of them one by one. First of all, length of a list. Now suppose here you have a list. L1 is equals to 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. And if you want to know the length of the list, how many elements are there, then simply you can use the print function. Inside the print function, apply the alien function to know the length, and that will give you the number of elements of the list. And inside the length function, you have to pass this iterable, that is the variable L1. And here you see, if you run this cell, shift plus enter, you get 5. Okay. Then the next operation is concatenation of list concatenation. This we have previously seen also. With the help of the plus operator, we can do list concatenation. When a list is concatenated with another list, then it is known as concatenation, that is list concatenation. Okay, so if you want to concatenate, if you want to perform list concatenation, then you must ensure that you concatenate a list with another list. A list can be concatenated with another list only, and that will be known as your list concatenation. A list can be concatenated with a list only. Okay, this already have told you this previously, also I've shown you in the previous classes that a list can be concatenated with a list only thanks to the plus operator. And then here in the end, type error is shown when we try to concatenate a list with anything else. If you want to concatenate a list with something else means which is not a list, then you will get a type error. And here I have written already, plus operator is used to concatenate two lists. Now here you have a list L1 which is equals to these values. This is a list. And here you have a second list. Okay. Here you see the values are integer values 11 to 55, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 is separated from each other by commas. And here you have string values. This is the first string value, which is the first element of the second list. And this is the second string value, that is the second element of the second list. Good comma morning. Now if I want to perform list concatenation, that means I have to use the plus operator. So what I've done here is L1, that is the first list, plus L2, that is the second list. This is list concatenation, concatenating L1 with L2. And what is the condition? That both of them should be lists. Then only you will be able to perform list concatenation. So the first one, if it is a list, second one should also be a list. And ultimately you will get a single list. If you run this, ultimately you will get a single list where the values they get concatenated. Here you see 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 are the values of L1, and they have been concatenated with good and morning, which are the values of the second list. So here the values have been concatenated, list concatenation. Just run this. Now here if you perform L1, what is L1? L1 is ultimately a list plus this string value world. Now this string value world, is it inside a list? It is not inside a list. So here this is a list, but this is not a list. A simple string value which is not placed inside the square brackets, hence not a list. So here if you want to perform list concatenation with the help of the plus operator, then you will get error. Run this, you see you get type error. And it is the reason also has been written here, can only concatenate list to list. Okay, then the next is, now in order to correct out that particular error, what you can do is that L1 is already a list, and for list concatenation we are using the plus operator. And if you have a value like this, suppose you have a string value, then in order to perform list concatenation, you have to put this string value inside a list. That is, you have to convert this into a list. That means you have to put it inside the square brackets. Okay, you take the string value morning and place it within the square brackets. opening square bracket, closing square bracket. So this is already a list. Now this is also a list. And with the help of the plus operator, we are able to perform list concatenation. You see, L1 values 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 have now been concatenated with this value morning. Okay, just run this cell. Yeah. Similarly, you can do with other types of values also. Now here you see this is the value of 11. Okay, and this is the value of 100, and both of them have been put inside the square brackets. That is, both of them are now lists. This is a list. This is also a list. So easily you can perform list concatenation. If you run this cell, you see you get a single list where the values are concatenated 11, 100. Okay. Next is repetition. Also, we talked about like what are the operations that can be performed on a list. Length we have seen, concatenation we have seen. Now repetition. How to do repetition? Here you see what I've written is the star operator performs the repetition operation on a list. Okay, this star asterisk, this asterisk operator performs the repetition operation on a list. So you take your L1 here 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, and here simply you write print L1 asterisk 5. Print L1 asterisk 5, and if you run this cell is selected, go to this run and you run this cell, then what happens? Can you see? 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 once, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 second time, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 for the third time, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 for the fourth time, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 for the fifth time. So five times. If you do this repetition operation, which can be accomplished with the help of this asterisk or star operator, then here if you give 5, then these values will be repeated for 5 number of times. If you give 6, then these values will be repeated for 6 number of times, and so on. This is the repetition operation. Okay. Next is indexing. Already we have seen indexing, but separately for list indexing, let us see indexing. Okay, what does it say? Since each element of a list is kept at a certain index, hence a list is an ordered collection of data. Because a list is also known as an ordered collection of data. You know why? Because inside a list, indexing method is followed. That means each and every element will have its own separate index. Index means index position. So as because indexing is followed in case of a list, that's why list is known as an ordered collection of data. Like the first element, index position will be 0. Second element, index position will be 1, like that. Second property is, in case of list indexing, due to its adherence to the indexing approach. List, as we know, has the indexing method inside it, because automatically when you place elements inside the list, then automatically they will have their own index positions. Starting from left to right, if you go, then the index position starts with 0. So it is often referred to as sequence type. Definitely sequencing is, if you have indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, definitely automatically you have the sequencing type nature also there. Okay. So due to its adherence to the indexing approach, it is often referred to as sequence type. List is often referred to as the sequence type because it follows the indexing approach. If there is indexing, automatically there will be sequencing. Like strings, it supports both positive and negative indexing. Okay. Now, positive indexing, this also we have previously discussed, but here we shall see with some more examples. Positive indexing, as we know, it goes from left to right and starts with 0. That is the start index position will be 0. When you're going from left to right, that is positive indexing, and the index of the last element is then this. If you want to find out the index of the last element, then simply this you have to do. Len, that is alien function, then inside alien function, the list or any other iterable, then the brackets close, -1. This we have seen in our previous for loops classes and while classes also, that if you want to access the index position of the last element, then you have to apply the len function. Inside the len function, you have to pass either the list or any other iterable, brackets close, then -1. Then this overall thing len of the list or any other iterable minus 1 shall give you the last index position. That means index position of the last element, be it a list or any other iterable. Okay. Then in similar way, if you want to go for negative indexing, here you have negative indexing. Negative indexing means, again, this also we have covered, it goes from right to left. So goes from right to left and starts with minus 1. So in negative indexing, it goes from right to left, starts with minus 1. That is on the right hand side. The last element is placed on the right hand side, and if you want to start your journey from the right hand side towards the left hand side, then the very first element that you encountered on the right hand side, that will be at index position minus 1 if you are going from right to left, and that is your negative indexing. Second point is the index of the last element. Now here what will happen if you are going for negative indexing, that is from right to left, then the last element will be lying at the very left hand position of the list. At the very left hand position of the list, you will have your last element of the list if you are going from right to left in negative indexing. Then the index of that last element, the index of that last element will be, this we have already seen, minus of alien, then inside the alien function list or any other iterable. Okay, so in case of a list or any other iterable, when you're going for negative indexing, that is from right to left, then the very last element will be lying at the very last left end of the list. And if you want to find out the index position of that last element, which is at the left end position, then you have to simply apply this function, that is minus of alien, then inside the alien function list or any other iterable. Okay, now let us see some examples. L1 is a variable, and here you have a list, and inside the list you have all these values. This is the first value, float 1.7, complex 11 plus 13j, string value world. Then here you have a tuple 1, 2, 3. In here you have an inner list. That is a list inside a list. Inner list 10, 20, 30. Then here you have the frozen set, and inside frozen set you have applied 11, 22, 22, 33, 44. Okay, and the list closes. So here the question is acquire the first element. First element means this 1.7. So here you see print L1 and then within square bracket 0. That means the 0th index position of L1. What is there at 0th index position of L1? 1.7. If you run this, you get this output. Then this 0, this will be 0 when you're going from left to right. This will be 0 when you're going from left to right. So if you are when you are applying 0 here, then Python will automatically understand that you're going for positive indexing, that is from left to right, so automatically it will give you 1.7. That thing is happening internally. Now in the second line, print L1 and within the square brackets you give minus 6. So what will be minus 6? This will be the minus, means Python will understand that you are going for negative indexing. That means you are going from right to left. So if you're going from right to left, here you see what is the index position of this one? Minus 1, this frozen set. Then what will be the index position of this inner list? Minus 2. What will be the index position of this tuple? Minus 3. What will be the index position of this one was minus 1. Then this is your minus 2. Then this is your minus 3. Okay, that is for this tuple. Then for this index position will be minus 4. For this index position will be minus 5. For this index position will be minus 6. Here you're going from right to left, that is negative indexing thanks to this negative sign, and the same thing you will get, that is 1.7 first element. Okay, and then in the very next line, again if you want to acquire the first element L1, then within square bracket you write this minus of ln of L1, minus of ln of L1. Now what will happen here is that minus of ln, minus of ln L1, minus of ln of L1. What will be answer of this? How many elements are there inside the list? 6 elements are there, so minus 6. So ultimately this will look like print L1 minus 6. Okay, so ultimately L1 minus 6 will give you 1.7 only. This we have seen. Okay, so minus of ln L1 is nothing but your length of the list, which is 6 elements, and there will be negative sign. So ultimately, this entire thing will become print L1 within square brackets minus 6. And we already have seen that at minus 6th index position of L1, you have this value 1.7, this negative indexing going from right to left. Now, the next question is acquire the last element. So print L1 minus 1. See, across the last element means this one. Okay. Negative means you're going for negative indexing, that is from right to left. If you're starting from right to left, then at the very right end, the very first element that lies, it lies at minus 1 index position. Okay. Frankly speaking, this will be at index position 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5 if you are going for positive indexing from left to right. But if you are going from negative indexing from right to left, then this will be your very first element, and this lies at index position minus 1. Okay, so print L1 of minus 1 shall give you the frozen set, and we know frozen set does not follow any indexing, no sequencing, random type, does not allow duplicate values. So here we can see you get here 11 was there only once, 22 was there twice. So duplicate value is 22, that is say this one, that will be removed out. And then you have single value of 33, single value of 44. So here ultimately you get 33, 11, 44, 22. Okay. Now print L1 within square brackets, you apply 5. Then fifth index position of L1 that will be targeted, and you're going for positive indexing, that is from left to right. So again, this is index position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth 5 is the index position of this frozen set, and this will be printed. Okay, like this. All right. Now print L1 then within square brackets, len of L1 minus 1. So what will this give you? Print L1. Now len of L1, length of the list. We have already seen that ln of L1 is nothing but your 6. Okay, so this will be your ultimately ln of L1. Ln of L1 will be nothing but your 6, and then you have minus 1. So what will this become? This will become equals to print L1 5. So print L1 5. Already we know that at fifth index position of L1, you have this particular frozen set. And this frozen set will be printed. This will be random in nature, and duplicate value, that is the second 22, will be eliminated. Okay, just run this cell, shift plus enter. Now you come down to here, slicing of a list. Here you have, L1 is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now suppose I give this command print L1, then within square brackets 0 is to 4 is to 1. So what will be this? What will this be? Inside indexing, that is inside slicing, this will be your start value or start index, whatever you can say. This will be the stop value or stop index. Stop value or stop index is excluded. That is 4 will be excluded. So Python will go just up to 3 because before 4, 3 lies. And here you have the step size. This is the step. So what will this become? This will ultimately go from 0 to 3 in step of 1. 0. So first of all 0, that is 1. You get 1. Then 0 plus 1 is 1. At 1th index position of L1, 2. Then 1 plus 1 is 2. At second index position you have 3. This one is printed. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. So at third index position you have 4. If you see these index positions, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. This first value, it lies at index position 0. Second value lies at index position 1. So L1, this will be ultimately L1 will go from 0 to 3. L1 will go from 0 to 3. 0 to 3 means starting from the 0th index position till up to the third index position, all the corresponding values of L1 will be picked up and printed. So at 0th index position, you have 1. At first index position, you have 2. At second index position, you have 3. At third index position you have 4. So these values of the list will be printed. And directly print L1 0 is to 4 also you can give, because this will be your you're going in the positive step. This is your positive step, and if you do not mention it, like here I mentioned it, and here if you don't mention it, Python will automatically take it as your 1. Python will automatically take it as your 1 by default. Okay. Now suppose you have fetch these values 4, 6, 8. That is 4 has to be obtained, then 6 has to be obtained, and then 8 has to be obtained. So for that you can apply, what you can do is print L1 3 is to 8 is to 2. So what will this become internally? Print L1. Now third index position. Why third index position? Because you see these at 0th index position, 1st index position, 2nd index position, and this 4 is at third index position. That's why here you have 3. Okay, because I want the values from 3, and it should be like 4, 6, 8. That means third index position, then fifth index position, and then seventh index position. Okay. So print L1 3 is to 8 is to 2. This is the start value, start index from where the slicing will start. 8 is the stop value, stop index. This will be excluded. So that means Python will go just up to 7, not up to 8, because 8 is stop value, stop index, which is excluded. So it will go up to 7 because it lies just before 7, just before 8. 7 lies just before 8. So 3 is to 7 is to 2. That means third index position third index position will be attacked. Third index position will be at third index position of L1, what you have 4. So the value of 4 is printed here. Okay. Now in this is going in the step size of 2. That means 3 plus 2 is equals to 5. So the fifth index position of L1 will be attacked. What is there at the fifth index position of L1? At the fifth index position of L1 you have this value of 6, isn't it? So at fifth index position of L1, you have this value 6 that will be picked up. So you see, alternately the values are being picked up. Alternately the values are being picked up. Then next, 5 plus 2 is equals to 7. Why plus 2? Because of the step size. Okay. So that means the seventh index position of L1 will be targeted. Seventh index position of L1 will be targeted. What is there at the seventh index position of L1? At seventh index position of L1, you have this value 8. This value will be picked up and printed here. Okay. Then you have to reverse the list. Suppose you want to reverse the list, that also can be done. So print L1, then within square brackets, reverse the list. Reverse the list means 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These values you have to print in this sequence. Okay, starting from right to left. So print L1, then give the square brackets. Inside that you have to apply the slicing. There is -1 is to -11 is to -1. So what will this become? Print L1 -1 is to, now you see, if you're going in the reverse direction, just let me write this. If you're going from the reverse direction, what will be the index position? From right to left, the index position of this will be -1, then -2, then -3, then -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. The index position of this last element will be -10, and the index position of this first element will be -1 when you're going from right to left. Now, why I've given -11 here? Because -11 is the stop value or stop index that will be excluded. So Python will go just before this. So just before -11, what you will have is -10. Okay. And in what step size? -1. Because whenever you're going in the reverse direction, then you're going for negative step size. There you have to mention minus along with the magnitude. Like here we have -1. Okay. So now print -1 to -10. -1 to -10, all the -1 to -10 index positions of L1 will be targeted and corresponding values will be picked up. And these index positions will be incrementing by -1. So at first you have -1, so this 10 will be picked up. -1th index position of L1 will be targeted, correspondingly this value 10 will be picked up and printed here. Then -1 will increment by -1, that becomes -2. At -2 index position of L1 you have value 9, that will be printed. Then -2 -1 is -3. At -3 index position you have this value 8, that will be printed here. Okay. Then at -4th index position you have this value 7, 7 is printed. Then at -5th index position, -1 -2 -3 -4 -5. At -5th index position you have the value 6, that will be printed here. Okay. Then at -6th index position, you have this value 5, that has been printed here. Then at -7th index position you have this value 4, that will be printed here. Then at -8th index position you have this value 3, 3 will be printed here. Then at -9th index position you have this value 2, this value 2 will be printed here. Then at -10th index position of L1 you have this value 1, that will be printed here. Okay. In the same way, without like using the length function also you can achieve this. Print L1 and then within square brackets you are going to start definitely with -1 is to, what I've given here is minus of len lst minus 1, minus of len lst minus 1, and definitely here the step says has to be -1. We are going in the reverse direction and the negative indexes have to be picked up one by one in sequence. So what will this, first of all, ln of lst. Ln of lst is what? How many number of elements you have got inside this list? 10 number of elements you have got inside this list. Okay. So minus of ln lst. Minus of ln lst will be nothing but equals to -10. And additionally here outside you have -1. So -10 -1 will be is equals to -11. So just like here we give -11, same here also internally this will be -11. Okay, so please remember, in case of list or any other iterable, when you're going in the negative direction, reverse direction, going from right to left, then at the left hand side, at the very end, at the left hand side, the last element that you will have, say here 1, then the corresponding index position of that will be nothing but minus len of lst or minus len of the list or the iterable. Okay, and up to here we have to go. So in Python the stop value is excluded. So simply if you give minus len of lst, that means -10 will be the stop value, that will be excluded. So Python will go up to minus ninth index position. So up to 2 we will be able to grab, that we do not want. That's why here minus of len lst, the index position of the last element, -1. If you do, this becomes -11, this entire thing. And -11 is the stop value, stop index, that will be excluded. Python will go just before this, that is -10th index position. Python will go up to -10th index position. Starting from -1th index position till up to -10th index position, Python will go, and accordingly these values will be printed 10 to 1. This we have already seen, 10, 9, 8, 7 up to dot dot 1. Okay. The next is print. Then inside the print function L1, and inside the square brackets you have this. Again we are applying slicing. What I'm giving, -1, that is negative, negative indexing, negative in the direction we will approach from right to left, is to minus len of lst minus 1. Already we have seen that this will be minus len of lst minus 1. This will be what? -11. Stop value of stop index, that will be excluded. So Python will go just before this. That is, Python will go up to -10, so that this last element going from right to left, this will be the last element at the very left hand side. This will be picked up. Is to -2. Now previously here the step size was -1, going one at a time. Here it will go alternately in the reverse direction, -2. Here you have -2 going alternately in the reverse direction, alternately. Okay, so what will be your index values? Starting with minus 1, then minus 1 and minus 2 will be what? Minus 3. Then minus 3 minus 2 will be minus 5. Minus 5 minus 2 will be, minus 7. Minus 7 minus 2 will be minus 9. Minus 9 minus 2 will be minus 11. But Python won't go up to minus 11. Why? Because already this minus len lst minus 1 is nothing but your minus 11. And this minus 11 is excluded. So Python has the ability to go just before it. And just before minus 11, it has the ability to go up to minus 10. That is up to the last value. So Python here won't go up to minus 11. Now here, since we are going in the steps of minus 2, so this mathematically will be followed, that is minus 1, minus 3, minus 5, minus 7, minus 9. Okay, mathematically it cannot go to minus 10. Okay, because we are going in the steps of minus 2. And here additional minus 2, if you go, then you will have the minus 11, which is already excluded. Python won't go up to that. So Python will go from minus 1, then minus 3, minus 5, minus 7, minus 9. That means minus 1. Minus 1 at the index position of L1, that is 10, is printed here. Then minus 3. At minus 3 index position of L1, you have 8, which is printed here. Then minus 5. At minus 5th index position of L1, you have 6, printed here. Then minus 7. At minus 7th index position of L1, you have the value 4 printed here. Then minus 9. At minus 9th index position of L1, you have the value of 2, which is printed here. Okay. Just run this cell, shift plus enter. Where have I given LST? Okay, sorry, this will be L1. Okay, my mistake. My mistake. This will be L1. Okay. Then next you have L1 is equals to, these are list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Print L1, then you see print L1. Here I'm not mentioning any values inside the square brackets, just is to, double colon. Okay, so Python will automatically understand what will be the, start index position, which will be 0, and at 0th index position you have 1. What will be the stop index position? Stop index position will be what? 10. This is the start index position: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the ninth index position. So Python will automatically understand that the stop index position here is 10, which will be excluded, and Python will go just before 10, that is up to the ninth index position. Step size will be 1 by default. So in this way also sequentially you can go. Okay, without mentioning any values. So if you run this, you see we get all these values from 1 to 10. Now print. And also, just for your recap, if you want to know while going from left to right, that is in positive direction when you're going, then this will be the last element. From left to right, if you're going, that is in the positive direction, if you're going using the positive step, then this is the last element, and its index position will be the last index position. How to get the last index position? Length of the iterable, that is list. In our case, it is L1 minus 1. What will be len of L1? Length of the L1. Length of the L1 means number of elements of L1. How many? 10. 10 minus 1 is equals to 9. Okay. So in this way also you can get the last index position of the list. Now print within brackets L1, then within square brackets you give this. What will this be? 0 is to len of L1, length of L1 is to 1. So what will this become? Python will start its journey from 0th index position, that is 1, and then index positions will increment by 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So 1 at index position of L1, that is 2. Then 2 plus 1 is 3, that is at third. Okay, like this. Let me write it. Print L1. How will this start? From 0th index position. From 0th index position is to len of L1. Already we have seen what is len of L1. Len of L1, length of list, length of L1 is nothing but 10. It has got 10 number of elements. So 0 is to 10 is to 1. Okay. 10 is the stop value of stop index that will be excluded. So ultimately this will go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will go up to ninth index position in the steps of 1, because step size here is 1. Then here print L1, you are starting from the fourth index position. Starting from the fourth index position, stop value you are not mentioning. There is a stop index. Step size you are not mentioning. So Python will automatically grab those. Even if you're not mentioning, Python will automatically grab that the stop index here. The stop index here is nothing but your 10, and the step size here is your 1. So this will be ultimately print L1, print L1. Let me put out a comment here. Hash print L1. Start index position is 4. Stop index position is 10. And step size is 1. That means this will ultimately be from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Won't go up to 10. Stop value is excluded and will increase in the steps of 1. So at fourth index position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. At fourth index position, you have 5. So it will go from 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. So all these values are printed here. You see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All these values are printed here. Then print L1. Then within square brackets, what I'm mentioning here is 4. This is the start index position. 4 is to len of L1 is to 1. Now, what is len of L1? Len of L1 is nothing but length of the list L1. What is that? 10. Already I've written here 10. So this will be fourth index position, which is the start index position, is to 10 is to 1. Here we are not going for inherent thing that Python will understand out of its own. Here we are explicitly mentioning these things: start index position, stop index position, and the step size. So it will be from fourth index position, fifth index position, sixth index position, seventh index position, eighth index position, ninth index position. All these index positions of L1 will be targeted. So correspondingly, these values: fourth index position, fifth index position, sixth index position, seventh index position, eighth index position, ninth index position, all these values will be picked up and printed here. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then here you have print L1 is to 3. Sorry. So Python will automatically figure out the start index. It will automatically figure out the stop index. So now here you can guess what will happen. Print L1 start index, automatically Python will figure out, which will be 0. What will be the stop index? Automatically Python will figure out. We have seen it. It will be 10 is to 3. So what will be the index positions here? Starting index position is 0. Then 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. Beyond 9, it cannot go. Okay. So at 0th index position, what value you have? 1. That will be printed here. Then at third index position, what value you have? At third index position, 1th index position, second index position, third index position. At third index position, you have this value of 4, which will be printed here. Then 6 at sixth index position, whatever value you have. This at sixth index position, you have this value of 7. 7 will be printed here. Then ninth index position. At ninth index position, you have the value of 10, which will be printed here. Okay. So you can run this. Now, similarly, you can go ahead and practice this one if you want. Like L1, this is a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now print, and within print function L1, and then here we are going for slicing. Slicing is this one. What is the start index position here? -3. Stop index position here we can get minus len of L1 -1. Minus len of L1 shall give you the stop index position of the last element if you're going in the reverse direction from right to left, where the last element will be lying at the left and bottom, of the list. Okay. This will be the stop index position, and this is the step size -1. So how it is approaching? Print L1. Now start index position is -3 is to minus len or minus len L1 of -1 minus len of L1 -1. What will this be? How many number of elements here we have? 10 number of elements. So len of L1 will be nothing but your 10, and outside we have minus, so this will be your minus. Okay, and because of this minus sign, and here we have -1. So -1, that means -11. minus 11. We already know why I did this, because what will be the index position here? Minus 10. I need to grab up, or I need to grab up. I have to reverse the direction going from right to left, apply the negative step size, and I have to pick up the last element. Last element here lies at minus 10th index position. That's why intentionally I did this operation, so that the stop index position becomes mathematically minus 11. This will be excluded, and Python will have the ability to go up to minus 10th index position, which is just before the stop index position of minus 11. Okay, what is the step size here? Minus 1. So what will this be ultimately? Minus 3. It will be incrementing in the steps of minus 1. So minus 3, then you have minus 4, then you have minus 5, then minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10. So here you have minus 1th index position, minus 2th index position. Here you have minus 3rd index position. So minus 3rd index position, that is corresponding to this. What value we have? 8. Okay, what value we have? We have the value of 8. Okay, this value will be put up here. Now corresponding all the other values will be also put up here, like minus 4. At minus 4th index position, what value we have? 7. What value we have? 7. Okay, so first 8, then 7. Then minus 5th index position, 6. Here you get 6. Then at minus 6th index position, what value you have? 5. This value is printed. Then at minus 7th index position, you have this value 4, that is printed here. Then at minus 8th index position, what value you have? 3. 3 is printed here. At minus 9th index position, what value you have? 2. 2 is printed here. At minus 10th index position, what value you have? 1. That will be printed here. Okay, now directly this way also you can go, like this will be print L1 start index position is minus 3, start index position is minus 3. Okay, then here you give is 2, and here do not mention the stop index. Here do not mention the stop index. Python will automatically grab it, and internally this will become minus 11 is to minus 1. Okay, and same result you will get. That is, ultimately this will be from minus 3 to minus 10, and the same number of elements you will get, the same elements. Now print L1, then you are applying for slicing. You see, inside the square brackets here, I have not mentioned any number. So Python inherently automatically will figure out the start index or the start position. Here you have the stop index or stop position minus 4. This will be excluded. Python will go just before it. That means up to minus 3. Python will go step size is minus 1. So what will this be ultimately? It will start with minus 1. Python will automatically figure out the start index position here. Okay, no need to worry about. Like you can simply leave it blank like this. Just you have to apply the is to, that is double colon. Then I am mentioning here the stop index position minus 4, which will be excluded. So this will be actually minus 3. Python will go up to minus 3 just before minus 4. And step size here is minus 1. So Python, or from all of these things, that is already step size is mentioned here as minus 1, and stop index is mentioned here as minus 4. Python will automatically understand it will have to go from the right hand side towards the left hand side. Negative indexing is happening here, negative steps is happening here. So what will be the what will be the index position of this one from right to left? This will be this will be your minus 1. Index position of 10, it will be minus 1 when we are going in the reverse direction from right to left for the negative step size. Okay, then what will be the index position of 9? Minus 2. Then what will be the index position of 8? This will be minus 3. Now here you see what will be the range here ultimately. Print L1. Now internally this will become minus 1. Here I have not mentioned. Python will internally figure it out as minus 1 because of the step size minus 1. And it will understand that this will have to go up to minus 3. So this will be ultimately minus 1 is to minus 3 is to minus 1. It will go up from minus 1 till up to minus 3. So at minus 1th index position, you have 10. At minus 2th index position, you have 9. At minus 3rd index position, you have 8. So 10, 9, 8. This will be printed. Okay. Now here if you write print and then L1 minus 1 is to minus 4. Minus 1 is to minus 4. That means you are going from minus 1 to minus 3. That means you're going in the reverse direction, negative direction, from right hand side towards the left hand side, and that means you will have to write, you will have to apply the negative step. But here you see, I have not, after minus, this is, I have not mentioned any step size here. In case of left to right, in case of positive, in case of positive indexing, positive slicing, may not, I may not give the step size. Python will automatically take it as +1. When I'm going for the positive indexing, positive slicing from left to right, I may skip mentioning the step size. Python will automatically understand that this will be +1, the step size. But if you're going in the negative direction, from right hand side towards the left hand side, then you'll have to mention the negative step size. Here you see, I have not mentioned any step size. I have not mentioned any step size. Here, I should have mentioned the step size of minus 1, okay, or minus 2. Then it would have gone for minus 1, then minus 3. But here, I have not mentioned any step size. And even if I had mentioned any step size, I should have mentioned it as a negative step size. But anyways, only here I've given the start index position, stop index position. So here Python can't understand, it will simply give you this blank list, that is empty list. If you want, you can run this cell, shift plus enter, you see. Okay. And this particular cell, you can just write it and practice it by yourself. And if you have understood the previous cells, you can simply practice it by yourself. So I'm leaving it to you guys. You can just have a glance at it and practice it on your own systems. Okay. So that's it for this class, my dear friends. And if you've liked this class, then you can hit the like, share, and subscribe button and press the bell icon for notifications. And thank you.